Watch a high tide jet, ride the tide, and subscribe. Today is my second live video on YouTube. I've done live videos way back in the day, but on YouTube, I never did live because I always associated live with like expensive microphone, expensive camera, having to sit there, horizontal video. But I really like this vertical video type of thing. And then I could save the video onto my channel after the fact. 'Cause I did a live video yesterday, but it was just so all over the place. I ended up deleting the video, but I should have just saved it because it's like I'm recording a video. Technically, I'm recording it because I'm gonna keep this on my channel. But anyways, today talking about AI. I can't avoid AI nowadays. Everywhere I look, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, everybody's talking about AI. People love it, people hate it. Very polarizing topic. But I guess yesterday, the guy, what's the guy's name? Jack Dorsey, the guy who created Twitter. I guess he runs like a couple other companies now, but apparently he has 10,000 employees and he was able to lay off 4,000 of them due to AI. So everybody started freaking out. But I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of what they do. It's probably a bunch of people just sitting around drinking coffee all day, honestly. But so the question is, as far as this stream goes, is what does that mean for content creators? Are content creators getting replaced by AI? I say yes and no. I mean, obviously, you'd rather watch a real person review a product over AI, but that's what we say now. Who knows how crazy AI will get in the future? Not saying that it would be cool, but what if they did like I put these glasses in front of the camera, and then there's like an AI software that puts a human reviewing the glasses, holding it, putting it on, but the AI is so good that the human looks like a human, or the AI looks like a human. I think that'll be a good idea. I mean, that would really ruin it for people like me, but yeah, AI is definitely not going anywhere. The genie is out of the bottle. AI is here, and it is going to take over. And it seems like 2026 is the beginning of the big changes. Seems like they want to automate a lot of stuff. So a lot of DoorDash, Uber Eats, all those apps, food delivery, like Lyft, just getting taken one place to another. Seems like they want to automate all of that. You see it with Waymo, you see it with the robo-taxi. And I think even Uber is having like their own automated cars, autonomous cars that drive by themselves. So I feel like what's gonna happen is you order DoorDash and then or you order Uber Eats. Uber Eats has their own car. So the self-driving car will go to Wendy's or wherever. The employee of Wendy's will put the food in the car, press a button or whatever in the app, and then the car will just drive to the destination. The customer comes out, goes to the car, nobody's driving the car, you just pick up the food. I think that's the playbook for these like grocery delivery, food delivery, taxis, because Uber is a taxi at the end of the day. But shout out to everybody in here. Who do we have? Let me see if I pronounce this right. KF Game, right? Gaming and more. Shout out to Billy. Shout out to David Murray. What up? What up? Second live ever. I'm liking the vertical lives. I did a TikTok live yesterday. It was all right. It's just, I like the YouTube one. It seems a little simpler. I can see who's in here. I can see how long I've been going. I can see the chat better. But the TikTok one, it's like, I can't really see who's on. I don't know how long I've been going. I have to like tap these things. But I think the more I do it, the better it'll be. But anyways, yeah, we're talking about AI. We're talking about how we're all doomed. It's over. We're being replaced. It's gonna be like Terminator by the end of the year. Nah, I'm just kidding. Well, I'm kind of kidding, but let's see. What do we got? Shout out to Cave. Shout out to Terry. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. What's today? Today's Friday? Today does not feel like a Friday, bro. Today feels like it feels like a Thursday, like a Wednesday or a Thursday. It feels like a Thursday though. But today apparently is Friday. Nope, not single. I'm married. So, yep. But I'm very into AI. Are you guys using AI? If you're not, you should really use it. How is it Friday already? I know, man. I think something happened after 2020 where time is just going very fast. I feel like we were in 2020 like a couple months ago, and all of a sudden we're in 2026. Like, what happened? Where did the time go? What happened? What did we do? Seems like life just got worse this whole time. And 2026, this is going to be a very interesting year. And it is mostly because of AI. There's weird stuff going on in the world too, as far as beef with big countries. But AI is the biggest one because it seems like everybody's racing to come up with like the new, like you got like companies like XAI, you got Google Gemini, you have OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, you have Anthropic, you have this thing called OpenClaw. So what's happening is you got all these mini AI companies, and then eventually what's going to happen is like the ones that make the most money are just going to end up buying those companies. You kind of see it with every industry. Like right now, you see it with, I think, yeah, Paramount just bought Warner Brothers Studios. So it's like consolidation. So people think that OpenAI is not making as much money as they once did, so that they'll eventually get bought out by like Google Gemini. So like a year or two from now, there'll no longer be OpenAI, it'll just be Google Gemini. And I think the same thing will happen with other companies, like maybe XAI will buy OpenClaw, and then so it's going to be a consolidation, but they'll still keep the technology. That's what happened with YouTube. YouTube back in the day was just YouTube, and then Google showed up and was like, "You're mine." Okay. Am I in IT? Something like that. Can you play my song? I don't know what your song is, brother. Am I allowed to breathe the same air as this society if I feel like if I like Mondays more than Fridays? Yeah, I don't know about all that. Mondays are a drag, honestly. But I like the mindset. What else we got here? No, I'm not single. Let's see. Ooh, we got an AI. I use AI to explore philosophy, theology, and especially physics, and have become sort of a citizen researcher, primarily Grok, but some Claude and other frontier models. Ooh, all right. I'd like to hear that. I've never used Claude. Um, I just created a website the other day, HIGHTIDEJETT.com, selling like merch and stuff. But I was looking at Claude. I'm like, can I just set up Claude on my computer and just have it do everything as far as my website goes? Like, can I instruct it to install the apps I need, put the products I need, transfer products to TikTok Shop, all that stuff? If that's the case, then I'm doing that right now. But yeah, I use mostly ChatGPT I paid the $20 a month this month because I was using it a lot for my website I just made. It's cool. It's not perfect, nowhere near perfect, but I mean, it's interesting. I was reading a theory that they're like, oh, isn't it crazy that out of all the years that the Earth has been in existence, we're living in the timeline of AI? Like, pretty much insinuating that we're all in a simulation, and that the simulation, like, this is part of the simulation, is to experience us, like, not going extinct, but in a way, just like, because we're all humans are always like the top of the pyramid. If you look at like animals and everything else, like you walk outside, you're like, oh, like the way we talk, the way we create stuff. So then, like AI and robots in general is like almost like the next tier. It's gonna like replace us. It's kind of scary, but but yeah, man. Hit a like on the stream. See if we can get this. I think I'm gonna go for like, I don't know if I'm gonna go for an hour. I'm gonna try to get close to an hour though. Subscribe if you haven't already. My channel is mostly clothing reviews and camera talk, but I want to venture out into just like stuff like this, talking about AI, talking about what is life, why are we here. I'm very into all that. Not necessarily, I mean, I like conspiracy theories, but I feel like conspiracy theories lately have just been getting way too like out of control. I don't know. But my favorite theories right now are simulation theory. I don't want to say flat Earth. I kind of got into like a flat Earth thing a couple years ago, but now I'm kind of like, I don't think that's true. I think that's a distraction. Because if the Earth was flat, that means every country in the world would have to be in on that lie, even the countries that hate each other. So you would think one of the countries would just speak up and be like, hey. So that's why I'm kind of like, I think that's BS. But what do we got? Shout out to Surge. That's the AI guy right there. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Is your username the same on X, Surge? Shout out to your man Kool-Aid. That was funny, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, man, we're living in a simulation, brother. Nah, I don't know what we're living in. One of the most interesting parts of the world is Antarctica. I think something's going on down there. Not maybe besides the fact that it's freezing cold, but there's like something that they saw, like the world in general. And something happened like, I think it was in the early 1900s. There was a General Byrd. If you look it up, General Byrd, I think it's Byrd. He was like the last known pilot to fly over Antarctica. And I guess he flew over there. And I guess what he saw, he reported it back to, I don't know if it was like military or government or what, probably both. And then they ended up sending like thousands of troops down to Antarctica with him. So apparently he was saying that he went over parts of Antarctica that were green, that they didn't have snow. The theory is that Antarctica has like a breakaway civilization that's like more advanced than we are. And we've pretty much made an agreement with them that we won't go over there. I don't know why. Maybe they threatened to like destroy our world or something like that. I don't know. But that's the theory. But look it up. General Byrd, Byrd. It's interesting, man. So I'm starting to think that's real. I'm starting to think that maybe like our energy vibrational type stuff, like we just can't face them, I think they're like probably speak. They're like aliens almost like, but they probably look like us. Maybe they're giants or something like that, but they probably like speak through telepathy and crazy stuff like that. But I don't know. I kind of believe that though. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh. Are you familiar with the Antarctic Treaty? Yeah. So, but then it's like, it's weird because if the people in high positions of power all over the world know this to be true, then like, why aren't, like, are they, it's hard to explain. It's like, why would they go to war with each other over like dumb stuff? Like, if there's like this, I mean, I don't know what the ultimate goal is. If that's true, that there's like some like advanced civilization living in Antarctica, like what would be the purpose of war? Is it to like one day team up with that breakaway civilization, or do we just want to be the kings of our little world? That's probably what it is. Maybe that breakaway civilization is like, do not come here ever again. We don't want to deal with none of your nonsense. Go kill each other over there. I don't know, man. But it could all be made up. Oh, but yeah, it's just the timing of everything makes me feel like people think like, oh, we're in the end times, the world's gonna end, AI's taking over, there's another war brewing up. Now they're bringing up UFOs. I think the timing of all that is kind of weird. I'm like, all right, so which one is it? I mean, AI's taking over no matter what. But as far as taking over jobs, I think AI, like I said earlier, like it'll take over jobs like food delivery, taxis, aka Uber, Lyft. Eventually, it'll take over. I don't think anytime soon, but maybe like 10 years down the line, like maybe truck driving. So, like a self driving truck, which sounds insane and scary AF, but so I think the jobs, like there'll be jobs of people who just like charge those trucks. So that truck shows up to a stop, and then the job would be like you just charging it. And I guess like the truck is associated with the company. So once you put it, like the Tesla, like when you charge your Tesla, your card is already associated with the car. So it automatically charges your card. I think it'll be the same with those trucks and stuff. But I don't know, man. Who knows? And then another theory I have is that, nah, I don't know. I'll save that for another day. Get to into the conspiracy talk now. We should pivot to something else. But yeah, my favorite conspiracies are Antarctica. That's probably my biggest one. Um, Simulation theory. I don't know. Now there's a new theory that I just read yesterday. The guy on X, his name is Mario. I don't know. He's always on the timeline. Suggested Mario Naval or something like that. And supposedly there's I think it was like leaked CIA documents stating that whenever you have like a near-death experience, like a close call, like, oh man, that truck almost hit us. That in reality, like there was a timeline where the truck actually hit you. But since we're living in this like quantum mechanics type universe, that like your parallel timeline survived. So you're living in the survived timeline. And then the other timeline, people are like, mourning your death and all that. I mean, I don't know, bro. If that's real, that's crazy, bro. I don't know. I think that could be all fake, but I like hearing those theories, though. I'm not gonna lie. But if you get too caught up in all those theories, then I think you'll like lose your mind, become schizophrenic or something like that. So it's best just to live your life, stay busy. AI is taking over. One thing I want to talk about is the singularity. Elon talks about it. Bruh, there's a bunch of trolls in here, bruh. But the singularity essentially sounds like um, almost like socialism in a way, where it's like, oh, well, AI is going to take over so many jobs, but it's okay because you're going to get universal basic income. So you'll get like stimulus checks every month. Or I don't know how often they're going to send it out. That sounds like that's not going to happen. Yeah, I doubt that. But I've been watching a lot of interviews with Elon. Oh, God. I just finished eating. Elon Musk, bunch of like billionaire engineer dudes, tech guys. And they make it seem like, well, Elon's like, oh, there's no point of saving up for retirement because of universal basic high income, is what he calls it. Is that it's not just going to be like a little stimulus check, it's going to be like a bigger check that working will be optional. No, I doubt that. Let me know what you guys think about that, though. Let's see what we got. All right, I like the Antarctic Treaty talk. Another weird part about the Antarctic Treaty is it's only for scientific research. But how does that explain also making it a no-fly zone? It's like they don't want you to see with your eyes. Yeah. They always make it seem like it's like for safety purposes, like, oh, well, it's way too cold, so, it's dangerous. It's like, who cares? Like, if people want to take that chance, let them take that chance. If there's nothing out there. Yeah, it's weird. I remember I downloaded Google Earth and I was like in Antarctica. It was like 2 in the morning and I'm just like zooming in on certain parts of Antarctica. I think Reddit has a whole community about Antarctica and people like telling you to look up certain points. They're like screenshotting, posting it on there, like, what's this? What do you guys think this is? Weird. Yeah, because the whole flat earth theory, like the whole flat earth theory, the theory is that we're living on this plane. I don't know if it's endless or what it is. And we're in some type of vibrational dome. And that we're more significant and important than people think. Because the theory of us floating in outer space on a ball, essentially, planets, like endless space, that there's probably like other planets just like us, civilization just like us, or you're just like a speck in the universe, you mean nothing. So that's like the flat earth people think, oh, well, if we live in this place where it's only us and everything else is like there's no other people, it's only us, then we're like way more significant. But again, for every country to be in on this lie is just not, I highly doubt that. So that's what makes me be like, I think we are on a ball. I think we are, I don't know. Could be completely wrong. New subscribers, shout out to you. Even though you're trolling me right now, but how you say your name? Gerson? Shout out to you, brother. Yeah, I think as far as Mars, because the two things are happening at the same time. You got robots. Elon's building robots. He's not the only one building robots, but he's like a huge fan of it. And then you got AI. So essentially what's going to happen is the AI brain is going to go into the robot. And then the rocket ships like SpaceX that are getting sent to Mars are going to have those robots in it. So if I were Elon, I'd be like, all right, let's get the AI as smart as can be. Let's get the robots as good as can be as far as like using their fingers and stuff. And let's send as many robots as we can to Mars. and then we'll send a rocket ship just with parts for the robots to make buildings and infrastructure and stuff. And since their brain is just way smarter than all of us, they'll be able to pretty much create a civilization over there. And maybe eventually humans will go, or I don't know. It's crazy. Like, imagine being able to download your consciousness into one of those robots, and then you have it like in a hard drive data center. So it's like whenever I don't know, the robot malfunctions or something, you just like have like what is it called? When you back up your iPhone, it's on the cloud, so you can just like re-download your consciousness. Sounds evil, man, but I mean, I don't think it's that far-fetched. Like, it seems like a lot of these AI guys, it's like endless possibility, opportunity. I think that's the final playbook, because people think that we don't have that much time left on Earth, but they've been saying that forever, so I don't know. A lot of interesting theories out there, like Tartaria. People think that we were super advanced at one point, and then we got wiped out, like Nikola Tesla and all that. I'm gonna make up my own theory now. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. The moon landing is another interesting one. Uh, yeah, it's like people say the US were in such a rush to be the first ones to land on the moon that they faked it just to claim that title. Because when we try to do it now, they're like, oh, we got rid of the technology. We would love to do it again, but it's just a pain to put it back together. I mean, with AI being as smart as it is, you would think they would find a way to get back to the moon. So if it's true that they lied about us going to the moon, then it's like, what else are they lying to us about? I don't know. But it was way easier to get away with lying to people back in the day, because it was just like everybody watched TV. So if you made it look good enough, and then everybody would believe it. And the special effects weren't as good as they are now. I mean, now you can make a whole movie with AI. But what's crazy is like the AI that they let us use every day versus the AI that they have stored away for themselves. So right now we can see something happen on TV and be like, oh my God, did you see that crazy thing that happened? But really it was just like AI generated, but it's like a version that we don't have access to yet. Getting deep in there now. But yeah, man, the future is interesting, but I'm positive. I think we'll be fine. The world needs people. Because let's say AI takes a bunch of jobs. Right now they're going after white collar jobs is what they say. So if you're working at an office, should be pretty much working with a computer, that you're cooked. But then if a lot of people don't have jobs, then what happens to the economy? Like, people aren't gonna have money to buy stuff. So what happens to those companies that are selling stuff? I don't know, man. Everybody said we're gonna have to work blue collar jobs in order to survive. Electrician, plumber. Hey, they make money, bro. Especially if you make your own business. Let's see, how long have I been going? 29 minutes. Shout out to everybody. Like the stream and get more people in here. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be doing these streams, I don't want to say daily, that's kind of a big commitment, but multiple times a week. Let's say that. I did one yesterday. I'm doing this today. This one I'm actually going to save to my channel. Because it's like I'm recording a video, so deleting it doesn't make sense. It's kind of a waste of time. And if you want to rewatch my crazy conspiracy theories, you can watch that. But yeah, I'm a fan of YouTube Live. I did TikTok Live yesterday, and I don't know. It was all right. I prefer YouTube Live. But I'm gonna do TikTok Live again, maybe later today. So if you're on TikTok, follow me on TikTok at HIGHTIDEJETT. Everything's at HIGHTIDEJETT. I have my name in all caps, but I think I gotta Google it. But I noticed when I created my Shopify website, I had a HIGHTIDEJETT in all caps, and they pretty much like sent me a notification like, hey, it's not recommended to have everything in high caps for that YouTube or Google doesn't like that. So I'm like, well, if Google doesn't like it and Google owns YouTube and I have my name in all caps on YouTube, does that affect like my reach? I don't know. Now I'm like thinking, I have to have a conversation with ChatGPT about that. But yeah, man. Let's see. I like Kool-Aid with the good comments here. If we already knew you couldn't get past the firmament, all countries would think we technologically advanced and scared, causing them to spend money in impossible tasks forever. Jay Waller. Shout out Jay Waller. 412 Pittsburgh. Yeah, see, we're on the same page. Yeah, so AI is just going to eliminate jobs that I don't want to say don't matter, but it's going to create new industries, man. So there's going to be a lot of jobs in pretty much keeping AI in check. And AI is like a very broad way of saying, like, because everything's pretty much AI if you think about it. The algorithm is AI. But just like when I saw self-checkouts for the first time, I'm like, oh man, self-checkouts. There's barely any cashiers. Oh my goodness. I thought it was like the craziest thing. But it's just gonna be like that, but more. But AI is not perfect. I mean, I went to White Castle. They had an AI drive-through, but there was like 2 drive-throughs. So I was speaking with an AI drive-through person in my order, and then the guy behind me was like yelling so freaking loud into his drive-through that my AI drive-through was picking up his order. It was like, what the heck, man? Yeah. But even industries, companies that have nothing to do with AI are like going out of business, like Bahama Breeze. I don't know if that's everywhere. I think it's everywhere. Even though they're not like their own independent franchise, like they're part of Darden, which Darden owns like Bahama Breeze, Outback Steakhouse, a bunch of other restaurants. So like Outback Steakhouse is like done. They're gonna like either close them or rebrand them into like another Darden restaurant. So you might see like Bahama Breezes turn into like Outback Steakhouse and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of other companies that are going under right now. Oh, damn, I can't think of it, bro. But yeah, a lot is changing in the world. Like even alcohol, like Gen Z isn't drinking as much. I think there's a lot of factors that go into that. People think it's like a health thing, which maybe it is. They were raised on the age of the internet, information. So maybe they've seen a lot of stuff about alcohol that kind of turns them off. Back in the day, drinking was associated with like social events. Like you would meet a girl being at a bar drinking. You would celebrate the week by going out drinking with your friends. Social media wasn't what it was like 10 years ago. Like Instagram was like huge, but there was no stories. There was no go live. It was just post a photo with like some crappy ass filter, and that was social media. Nowadays, social media is used for everything. If I'm hungry, hey, come deliver this. If you want to meet somebody, a girl online, you just download a dating app or something, swipe whichever way, that's it. So I think the need for like a social interaction, a lot of people find it online, so they don't feel the need to go out. So I think that's how because yeah, alcohol is associated with like going out, socializing. People still drink though. I mean, I went out like probably like a couple weeks ago, and there was a bunch of people out drinking. So when I see those reports, I'm like, hmm. Oh, Twin Peaks is another restaurant. Yeah, that one is supposedly they're declared bankruptcy. Because I guess sports bars aren't really a thing anymore. I mean, they're still a thing, but they're not as popular as they were like 10 years ago due to, well, there's a couple things. One, people aren't drinking as much. Two, by people, I mean like the younger generation isn't drinking as much. Two is people are craving an experience. Everything has to be an experience now. Bars have to do this like specific thing. They have to, yeah, give you an experience. So a lot of times you go somewhere because you saw it on TikTok. So instead of you getting a normal drink like this, like if the drink lights on fire and I don't know, freaking balloons fly in the air when you get a drink, they're like, oh yeah, I want to experience that. So it's interesting, man. People crave experiences. So if you're gonna make a bar or a restaurant, make sure to have a specific experience. Seems like that's what people are into. Because people will go, like, people won't drink and they'll drink mocktails, which doesn't have alcohol in it, but they'll go to that spot just for the experience that they saw on TikTok or wherever. Oh, yeah, yeah, AI needs humans. Mm. Yeah, because at the end of the day, you got to put yourself, like with the AI, put yourself in the position of these companies. If you're running a call center and you're the head honcho and you're looking at your budget sheet on an Excel spreadsheet, you know, you're like, okay, how many employees do we have? What are they doing all day? How much are we spending on this? And then if, I don't know, AWS or some other company sales rep shows up to you, he's like, hey man, we got this new AI software that you could pick, they speak every language known to man. You could pick, man, woman, doesn't matter. You can pick what voice you want. You want it to sound like you, blah, blah, blah. And you just train it to do what you need it to do. You needed to schedule an appointment. You needed to look something up. Because right now, when you call like a bank, it's like, hi, thank you for calling Bank of America. But imagine that, but just like having a fluid conversation with you, like to the point where like you can't even tell it's like a human or not. That's where like that is heading as far as like the call center type jobs. But like Jay Waller said, I don't think AI can completely take over that. At some point, when it's like, oh, can I escalate this to a manager or someone else? Then a human will be there. But I think the whole point of AI is like to reduce the amount, as far as like saving money if you're a company, is to like reduce the amount of workers you have to pay, not completely wipe it out. Which, I mean, maybe there'll be companies that, yeah, I don't think you can completely wipe out all humans from, and I guess it depends on the industry, but the selling point of AI is going to be, hey, it's cheaper, it gets the job done. And a lot of companies are going to be turned on by that because obviously trying to maximize their wealth. Thank you. I started drinking as much alcohol as the liquor store would sell me. W. Yeah, I like drinking too, bro. Well, I've been slowing down on the drinking though, but Beer wise, Mick Ultra. Whiskey wise, Buchanan. Well, I guess that's Scotch, right? I like Buchanan. And tequila. I've been drinking tequila Ocho. So good. Get it at Total Wine though. They usually have deals. Kind of expensive. I feel like the tequila is the most expensive one though. All right, went from talking about AI to talking about tequila. Yeah, man. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel. We're doing these every week, multiple times a week. I would love to be able to do it. I mean, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do it every day. I could probably do like 2 or 3 days a week. I think it's beneficial. I'm able to talk about way more. There's no editing. It's just straight up. I'm using my phone. But I will be doing vlogs. I have my DJI Osmo Action 6. I like this camera. I got rid of my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 because I thought they were gonna drop the Pocket 4 like in December. And then they're like, oh, it's actually gonna be January. Oh, it's actually gonna be February. And now they're saying, oh, it's gonna be March. I'm like, brother. I love the Pocket 3 is probably my favorite camera of all time. I only sold it because I thought the Pocket 4 was gonna come out. And I also sold it because vlogging wise, like it's just easier doing this versus the Pocket camera. It's like, has like a neck, like a gimbal. So 1, it's not waterproof. 2, it's fragile, so you're just like scared to use it. This, on the other hand, waterproof. You can throw it off a building. I mean, I don't know about all that. And if you're pointing it at something, it's just like boom, 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 boom. And I like that matte black. It's clean. Another thing I like about it is you can do vertical videos like for TikTok and stuff, and you don't have to turn the camera like that. You can just keep it like this. And it records 4K when you do it like that too. So a lot of my YouTube shorts lately have been recorded on this, just like that. I have it on a tripod, and I'll do whatever I do. I'm from Orlando, Florida, but I'm wearing an LA hat. I'm a poser. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, the bias is in AI. That's the thing too. Because if I was creating AI, part of me would be like, you know what, I'm gonna make this AI believe in what I believe in. Oh man. But yeah, today's Friday. Who keeps yelling in the background? What? Yeah, man. 6 likes, I'll take that. Shout out to everybody in here. Yeah, man, YouTube Live. All right. There we go. Anyways, never disrespect me, dog. Let's see. There's a lot of trolls on YouTube. Like, TikTok, I feel like nobody comments it. I'm starting to think TikTok is just a bunch of bots. But I'll probably go on TikTok live later today. So if you're on TikTok, follow me at HIGHTIDEJETT. I just started with the TikTok live, so I guess the more I do it, the more features I get to unlock. I don't know, bro. TikTok's an interesting place. I never really got into it. I mean, I post on there because if I'm editing a reel or a short, it just makes sense to put it on, like, why wouldn't I put it on TikTok? I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice. But growing on social media, man, I don't know. There's no rules. I feel like the rules that you think are there are all made up in your head. Everything works. Going live works, shorts work, long form content works. Obviously, there's ways to go about it, which are better than others. But like long form content, they say it should be over, the sweet spot is like 14, like 10 to 15 minutes, which it's kind of hard to make a video that long unless, I don't know. But from my experience, growing the most subscribers, YouTube Shorts, whenever YouTube or TikTok puts out a new feature, use that feature because they want to push creators who are using their new features. I don't know why, maybe to test it out. Because YouTube Shorts was one I missed. I missed the boat on that. I was late to the game on that. But I guess there's a lot of YouTubers who, as soon as YouTube Shorts was introduced to YouTube, people who were like on top of it, they gained like a crap load of subscribers. Yeah, man, if you're just getting in here, we kind of talked about the AI already. It's interesting. I could talk about it for hours, but I'm probably gonna end the stream now. I appreciate everybody for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, more videos on the way. And I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.